On a chilly November night in 2014, 24-year-old Sarah Whitman climbed into a taxi after a late shift at the Blue Lantern, a bar in downtown Manchester, UK. Her co-worker remembered Sarah saying, "I'm too tired to walk. I just want to get home and crash." It was supposed to be a 15-minute drive back to her small flat on Oakley Street. She never arrived. The next morning, her mother, Debbie Whitman, tried calling Sarah repeatedly. No answer. By noon, when Sarah failed to show up for her university class, Debbie drove to her flat. Her car was still parked outside. Her lights off. Sarah wasn't inside. Her bed was untouched. Debbie called the police at 1:34 p.m., reporting her daughter missing. Police began reconstructing Sarah's movements. CCTV cameras from outside the Blue Lantern confirmed she left at 12:18 a.m., pulling her coat tight against the cold. At 12:23 a.m., cameras outside Millstone Taxi Depot showed her getting into a yellow cab driven by Paul Richards, a 45-year-old cabbie with 15 years on the job. Paul told detectives he dropped Sarah off near her flat around 12:35 a.m. She paid in cash, thanked him, and walked toward her building. But CCTV from her street showed no sign of Sarah arriving home. A breakthrough came on November 9, when police dogs uncovered one of Sarah's silver hoop earrings in a small park 2 blocks from her flat. It was lying in the grass near a bench. A neighbor reported hearing a woman scream around 12:40 a.m., but thought it was teenagers messing around. Police canvassed the area but found no witnesses who saw a struggle. CCTV footage from a shop near the park revealed something chilling. At 12:39 a.m., a shadowy figure, dressed in dark clothes, appeared to be following Sarah as she walked along Lambert Street. Seconds later, both figures disappeared behind a row of hedges, never re-emerging on camera. Detectives enhanced the footage but couldn't make out the second figure's face. Paul Richards, the taxi driver, remained a person of interest. He insisted he had nothing to hide, even voluntarily handing over dashcam footage. Unfortunately, his dashcam stopped recording at 12:30 a.m., citing a memory card error. Police checked his phone records, which confirmed he made a call to his wife at 12:50 a.m. from his home. His alibi held. But some officers weren't convinced. 2 weeks later, a jogger discovered Sarah's phone in the same park where her earring was found, hidden under a pile of leaves. Forensic testing showed no fingerprints besides Sarah's. The phone's last activity was a text sent to her friend at 12:28 a.m. Almost home. Exhausted. No calls, no alarms. Just silence after that message. Police began to suspect Sarah never made it home. Detectives looked deeper into Sarah's life. Friends described her as bright, funny, a devoted student. But one friend mentioned Sarah recently had a falling out with an ex-boyfriend, Mark Ellison, who had been harassing her with messages. When police brought Mark in for questioning, he admitted he'd driven by Sarah's flat a few times in recent weeks. "I wasn't stalking her. I just wanted to talk," Mark claimed. On the night Sarah disappeared, Mark's phone was pinged near Lambert Street at 12:40 a.m. He denied seeing her. Claimed he was just passing through. Part 8, a confession or a lie? In January 2015, 2 months after Sarah vanished, Mark was arrested again after allegedly threatening a new girlfriend. During questioning, Mark made an offhand comment. "I know what happened to Sarah. But you'll never prove it." Police pressed him, but Mark refused to elaborate. Without a body, they couldn't charge him. He later claimed he was just messing with them. In April, cadavered dogs returned to the park. Near a secluded wooded patch, they alerted. Excavation uncovered a shallow grave. Inside, a blanket, strands of blonde hair, and fragments of bone. DNA confirmed the hair belonged to Sarah. But the bones were animal, likely left by someone else. Detectives feared she had been buried there and moved. Investigators broadened their search. In summer 2015, a man walking his dog along the river Irwell spotted a woman's red scarf tangled in tree roots near the water's edge. It matched the scarf Sarah wore the night she vanished. Divers searched the river but found no other trace. Years passed. Leads dried up. Mark Ellison moved away. Paul Richards retired. The CCTV tapes were archived, the flyers yellowed in rain. Sarah's mother continued holding a vigil every November 8th. "I'm not giving up," she told reporters. Somebody knows what happened. In 2019, the case was reopened after advancements in DNA testing. Trace DNA on the scarf was too degraded to identify anyone besides Sarah. A witness later reported seeing a man dragging something wrapped in fabric toward the river around 1 a.m. on the night Sarah disappeared. No suspect was ever identified. To this day, Sarah Whitman's fate remains a haunting mystery in Manchester. Some believe she fell victim to a predator in the park. Others point to her ex-boyfriend's suspicious behavior. A few wonder if the taxi driver's broken dashcam was more than coincidence. But without answers, her case remains officially unsolved. A plaque in the park bears her name. In loving memory of Sarah Whitman. Forever in our hearts. Forever missing. As the sun sets over the quiet streets she once walked, the city whispers her name and waits for the truth to finally surface.